Hello and welcome to another training video from ClearCell Web Design. Today we're going to go through how to create a new post on any website that we design for clients or any website that is built using the Flatsome primary parent theme. Okay, so let's jump over onto the screen catcher and see where we go. Okay, so here we have one of the posts on our development site. Okay. So this site is built using the Flatsome parent theme. As you can see, everything is pretty much standard from the theme. There's been no customization really on this site at all. It's more the layout of the post content that we're addressing in this video. So how to create a new post, how to give it a title, how to give it imagery, how to add content and wording to it, how to create columns and rows, how to put in different types of content, whether it's lists or paragraphs, how to put in galleries, all of this kind of thing, the proper way of doing it, not just copying from another post or from a Word document and pasting it into the editor and then grabbing an image and sticking it between two lines of words and calling it a good job. That's not what this video is for. This video is how to lay out your post content properly using this theme or any of the sites that are built by us. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is jump into the site. So once you've logged into your WordPress site, you'll end up on the dashboard page, which is this one. You just then need to navigate to posts, and you can see we have two main posts here. The one we're interested in is the sample post template. So if we click edit on this one, you're going to come to this page, which is the main WordPress editor page. We're not really concerned about what's on this page, although this is the content that you see on the front end on here. This is all the same content. We don't want to look at it here. This is too messy for most people. What we want to do is we want to look at it in the UX builder. Only thing we need to decide when we come to this page first is what type of post is this going to be. We get two main options in regards to the type of post we're going to create. One is a standard post, which covers everything. The other is a video post. If there's a video in your post, you should check this option. What that option will do for you, if we go to the blog page on the front end of this site, you'll see these two posts, while they have the same picture and they have the same kind of title layout, one of them has a play button, the other one doesn't. That shows somebody who's browsing through these catalogs of blog posts that there's a video on one post and there's no video on the other. That's what this option here does. If you click video, the site will add this little button to your post for you. Tell the visitor that there's a video on this. If it's set as standard, this little button won't be there. Okay, so once we've decided is there a video or is there not going to be a video, the next thing we need to go is what category are we putting this into. We're just going to have it in both of them, but if you had multiple categories, say if you had news and events, you had industry secrets, whatever it might be, you had hats, clothing posts, makeup, anything like that, whatever the category might be, you select it here. By default, it'll always be uncategorized, but you never want to have your site showing blog posts that say uncategorized. You always want to have them in some sort of category. Once those two options are done, we can pretty much just, you'll get a save option here. We can just save them as that. We'll just do it now because this is published. So we'll just go to draft and update it. So if we started this fresh, which we will be doing in a minute, you would just save as a draft at this point and go into the UX builder. Once you click on this tab, what that does is it takes all those shortcodes that we saw in the normal editor and converts them into this easy to see hierarchy display. So we can see we have a section which covers everything. As I highlight over these, you'll see the highlight appear here. So this section covers everything. This row covers everything that's in blue. All of that content right down to here is in this row, and then the gallery down here is in this row here. Okay, so you can see gallery row, you can see text and image row, you can see content section, which holds everything. Okay. Once you've opened this, you can manipulate this template and put in any content you want. If you want to change the wording, you just double click into the section. You'll get the editor here. Generally click onto that button, which brings it up in a nice user-friendly kind of a display that allows you to change whatever text you want to put in there. Click OK. It replaces it in the visual editor. If you make a mistake, don't worry about it. Just nice and easy undo and redo buttons on the side here. So what we're going to do is we're going to build this entire section here from scratch, starting a new post. We go back to the main view. We can close all these to minimize the sections, to show you exactly where everything is again, and we can go delete. That strips everything out of this post. This post is basically brand new. Okay. Again, if you didn't mean to do that, don't panic. All you have to do is go add elements, add section, and click post template. Once you click on that, the system will automatically populate the post with all of your content again. That template is already saved in the website framework and will be saved in your website framework if your website is built by us. This post template will automatically be there for you on day one, so you can start changing the content, swapping the images out, and start putting up posts straight away. Okay, so let's build this from scratch. I'm just going to drop this one down, and I'm going to put a new element above this. So we're going to build this entire section on top of this, so we can keep referencing it from the front. Okay, or we can have it open from the front. Actually, it might be easier. Okay, so let us just delete all this. Start from scratch. So the first thing we need to create is a section. So we go to section and we go default. There are other options which you can play around with. For this purposes of this video, we're just going to go with default and apply. We don't need to change names, change any of these settings. Only thing we want to do for a section on a blog post is we want to remove this bit of padding that's around the side, because that's going to keep everything just a little bit squashed in. What we do there is we go to advanced, we just click in advanced, and we just type in no dash padding. Once you do that, you'll see that that little white border has been removed. I just changed that padding word. Got the G, it's back again. Put the G in, it's removed. Okay. So we click apply. We don't click publish or save at this point. We just want to apply that little change. The next thing we need to do is we need to add some rows. Okay. So inside a section, you'll always have rows, and inside a column or inside a row, you'll always have columns. So rows go horizontally along the pages, columns go vertically down. We add the section, we go row. Now, just like our main template here, we had a big image right at the start. That image went from this side to this side, which is one full width of this editable area, the post content area. We had a picture that went the full width of this. So we want to create a column that goes from this end to this end, not three of them, just one big long column. We do that just by clicking one column. Go to apply. Now we've created a row. We go back out and click down. You can see we've got one column inside that row, inside that section. Inside this column here, we want to put our big image. We just go to drop down, add to column, we type in image. Now we've got our image element that's being placed in for us. We don't need to worry about all of these options. We're not really concerned about them just yet. You can play around with them later, but we just want to add our image. So we go to select image. Now you can upload one. You might have from file somewhere. You can just drag it and drop it in. Let me just drop in something, say that one. It's as easy as that. You just grab it from the folder, click and hold so you can drag it around. Once that goes blue, you just release the mouse and it uploads it into the file for you, or into the website for you. We already have images up there, so we want to go to our image library. So these are all the images we just have up on this sample site. Ow, that was quite loud. Oh, one of my system errors. So that was picked up on the video, apologies. So we were here, we're just going to put in our main image. So we want to find the image that we used for the main image on this page here, which is this one. So it needs to go from here to here. So the easiest thing to do is to check the width of this element. So I get my little measure tool here. If I measure from here, I can see it's 1,000 pixels in width. Okay. So I don't put in an image that's too big, and therefore it'll take longer to load, it'll take up more space for no benefit at all. It doesn't need to be any bigger than this space here. I find one of my images that's about 1,000. There's one that's 800. There's one that's 2,500 pixels in width. That's way too big. We can go with the 800. It's only going to stretch it a small bit, and it's not really going to distort the image at all. So we can just go use this image. And there you go. It's in place. The next option is the image size you want to use. Because every image you upload to a website, the website framework, especially if it's WordPress, will create 3 to 4 different versions of that image at different sizes. So this option here, image size, allows you to tell the system which image you want to use for this box. So I had a really large image there that I didn't really need to use the full size of. So I could have put that one in and then told it to use the large version of that, which wouldn't be the full size. I'll show you. Watch. If we change this back, we go to the full image, which is 2,560 pixels in width. We use this image. It's going to load up there. It's going to look the same as the other one did. Now, if we tell it to use the large image, it's going to put it in. So if we apply that and we go to publish, now when we refresh this, content down the bottom is going to be gone, but our image is going to be in. It's not blurry, it's not distorted, it's been shrunk because it was 2,000 pixels, which will be way out here off the screen somewhere. We can also enable the lightbox. What the lightbox means is when you click on the image, it'll open up again with a transparent or darker background so you can focus on the image. I'll show you the effect now in a second. When you enable the lightbox, you're also given this option here, lightbox image size. So while you can have a smaller size here, you can have the original open in the lightbox. So if we update that and we refresh the post again, while it doesn't look different, see, we're only going this size to this size. We click on the image, it opens it. And that's the full size image. That's why we didn't need it to be that size here, because it only had to go from here to here. So this image, when this blog post loads up, will load this image. It won't load the huge one. It'll only load up the smaller version of this, which again will help the website load quicker. If you try to load the big image all the time, the website will start to slow down. But that's covered in another video. We'll just get back onto the content here. So we have our main image here. Our main image here. So just let me disable the lightbox because we don't need it on a title image. You don't need it to open up. It's just there. Underneath that, we had content. We had some words, and I think we had a picture on one side. Okay, so what we'll do is we will create another column. So we'll go add to the row, and it'll automatically put in a column for you. We want to tell it now what size this column is going to be. We want this one to be half the width. We'll just go 6. Full width is 12, half it is 6. If you want 3 columns, you would have 3 columns at 4, If you wanted 4 columns, you would have 4 columns at 3. If you wanted 6 columns, you'd have 6 columns at 2. We want to be half the width. We'll go with 6 and just go apply. Now we want to put a picture in here. So we'll open up this column. We'll click add to column. We'll click image. We'll click the image option. And again, we get the same set of options as we do for the big one. If we double click into the big one, same set of options. Double click into image here, same set of options. So we go to select media. We put in our little stormtrooper. Click OK. And let's put in the stormtrooper image for you there. If we wanted wording here, some text, again, all we have to do is come back out of this. We want to add in another column here. So we're going to add it to the row. Create the other column. Going to make it 6 because the one before it is 6. We want this one to be 6. Double click and we create 6. We go apply. Now we want to put some words in it. So we can go open it, add to column. And we go text. We open our text option. Just like the images, you'll get more options. Do you just want a paragraph? Want a heading with a paragraph? Different heading? Main heading? Want a heading with a subheading? Want an image right? You want a quote? All different variety of options. Do you want a lead paragraph or a normal paragraph? We're just going with normal at the moment, so just option 1 and apply. Now what that will do is it will add this Lorem Ipsum text. This is simply there to show you what the text will appear like. Not going to be your text. You need to add that in now. So what we're going to do is we're just going to copy this text here. Control C, copy that text. I'm going to open a Word document. I'm just going to open it off screen for a second. I'm going to open a blank Word document. We have a blank Word document here, and I'm just going to paste in this text. Now, I'm going to do this a number of times just to simulate. If this was my normal blog post content that I wanted to put in this blog post. So I have wording here. So I will just copy from this, Control C to copy, and I would click on the open the editor. I would remove that, and I would paste directly in there. If I had another paragraph, I would paste it directly in there. If I wanted to make this paragraph shorter, delete it like that. Click OK and click apply. So now we've got wording on one side and an image on the other side. Now say if we had another image we wanted to put in and another paragraph or section of text we wanted to put in. Say we could duplicate this underneath again, or you could swap them around. So what we can do is we can create another column. If you want the text, if you're happy with the amount of text in this, you can hold down Alt, wait till it highlights, and then just drag it down, holding down Alt as we drag, and that will create a duplicate on this side. If we take click on it once, we take this column here, hold down Alt, click on the column, drag it down, we can copy that section to that side. Okay, so we've replicated these two sections, and once again you simply double click in them, highlight the text you want to change, and copy it in. Control V to copy. Click OK. You want to change the image, double click the image with the change media, and click on the image you want to change. So we can see that this image is longer than the original one. This was in landscape. This is square. So we want to keep this the same. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to pause the video for a quick second. Okay, where were we? Yes, so we had a landscape image here, and we have a square shaped image here. If you wanted this to fit in line with maybe this text here, what you can do is you can adjust the height of the image element using these options. So you can go full height, you can go way too much, which for portrait images it doubles the height of the image, or you can go more into the portrait scale and move it down. It will crop the image, so you can see the bottom of the image is missing because it's cropping from the center image up and down, whatever height you're looking for. So while it will crop the image, if the image is too long in the first place, then you can use this option. Or you can just click X to get rid of it, and you can put in more text down here. Or leave it blank, it's up to yourself. The option is there to adjust the height of these images. If you want to make it smaller so it's in line with the bottom of the text, you can just change the width of the image. You can move the image that way, which will keep the image, it won't crop it, it'll just shrink it down in size. And if you want to push it so it's in line with this side of the page and not the middle of the page, again, if you click into the column, is this one? No, it's not. This one, click into this. We can push this to the right by increasing the margin on the left. A little bit finicky, but with a little bit of patience. Just move it over. There we go. We update. When we look at our post from the front, we can see we've added in and now it's pushed to the side. The next thing, as we're building this, you want to keep checking this as you're going down, building your post, is the responsiveness. So how this post appears on a tablet and on a phone. We do that by using these options here on the side. We can see that this is in desktop view at the moment. And if we click here, it will go to tablet view, which again, doesn't look too bad. The wording is nice and spaced, not going out of control. This is a little bit out of place because of the padding and the width. So what we can do is we change the padding in the column and move it to the side. So we can just bring that back down and leave it in the center. And what that will do is that will save that position on tablet and tablet only. If we go back to desktop, you can see it's still on the side. Click here, it's now in the middle. But it's still got plenty of white space, and we've got white space underneath. So what we can do is we can revert the change we did in the image. So if we double click the image, we can see we set the width in the desktop view to be 60% of the width of the column. So we can then bring that up. So if we go to tablet again, we can bring this all the way back up to 100. Go to the column and remove the margin entirely. Don't click X because that will remove it even for the desktop. We just want this to be 0 on tablet view. So we just want to go to 0 and that looks fine. What we can do now is check it in tablet or on mobile. So we can see it's perfectly lined on mobile. All the content is running nicely and the main image here is nice and viewed. If you think there's too much text one after the other, so let's view this in desktop. So all this text is here and here, but on tablet it's just one column after another. What you can do is if we go over to here and we say this is our column with our image in it, this is a column of text, this is a column of text, this is the image, and this is the image. You can change the position of any of these elements on mobile view. So we can go, this is the text, but I want this to be at the top, only on a mobile. If we double click into the column, you can see it's got first position on tablet, on mobile. If we click on mobile, it will move that paragraph of text to the very top. So if you want on a phone screen that when this post is loaded, it goes straight into the content and the wording is in between, that's how we would do it. Once you go back onto tablet, again, this image is back in #1 position where it was. And on desktop, it's the same. So we've got main image, we've got columns, the text and images lined up. Next thing we want to do is we want to put in a gallery. Now you want to try break quite a long post with rows. So you don't want to have too many columns. You don't want columns going all the way down here in one row. So I think that's enough columns for one row. So we're going to close that. We're going to add the section. We want another row and we want to put in 4 images. We're going to create 4 columns. We do it this way rather than just creating a WordPress gallery because it works better for responsiveness. And the lightbox effect works a lot better this way. So we have a row. We've got our columns in that row. So now we want to put an image into each of these columns. We can do this each time, one by one by one, and then tweak the settings as we go. But that's just more work. The quicker way to do it is just to delete these. You just click and delete, just keep one. If we double click in the column, we want to say, sorry, if we bring it down here, we want to add to this column, we want to add an image. Again, image. What image do we want to use? Let's use our sunset one again, 800 pixels. Okay, so we're going to click on that. So let's put it in here in a nice small width. Now, when we click on this image on the front end, we want it to open up in the lightbox effect. So we'll turn in the lightbox on. Size of the image when the lightbox is on, we want it to be the original size. Okay. We also want to see a caption underneath it. So we want to put caption on lightbox on. You don't want to put caption on because that will add it to the post underneath here. And it can get a little bit messy if it's too long. So just in the lightbox, we want to see the caption. Okay, so you want to go apply and update. If we go to the front end of the site, you can see we've got our image in here. And when we click on it, it opens up full, but there's no caption underneath. Okay, how we fix that is we go back to the image. We go change image. We're not going to change it. We just want to open up this screen again. We want to click on the image that we were going to use, which is the 800 pixels one. We want to click in and add caption here. This is a caption. Normally you would have alt text and proper file names and proper descriptions and captions on all of your images, but that'll be in another video. For now, we just want to have a caption. And we'll go to apply and update. And when we refresh this page and click on our image, you can see we have a caption underneath our lightbox. So if this was sunset in Donegal, picture taken by John Murphy, you would have John Murphy sunset in Donegal. Or if this was a picture of a control panel built for a processing plant somewhere, you would have the name of the company, control panel, whatever, and the location, just so people know what the image is of. But it only appears in the lightbox. It doesn't appear down here. If we did put it in down here, we could go on, turn caption on, apply, refresh the page again. We have the caption here, and when somebody hovers over it, it opens up here. Now this is a nice small caption and it's fine, but if this was longer, it'd fill up this little image. So depending on how it looks and how you like it, you can leave the caption on or the caption off. Again, simply open up the image, go caption on, caption off. Okay. Once you have this column with this image set up the way you want it to appear here, all you have to do then is, like we did with the other columns, click until it goes blue, hold Alt, drag it down, and copy it. Click it, hold Alt, drag it, let go, copy it. Click it till it's blue, hold Alt, drag down, and copy it. All you have to do now, click in the image to change it to whichever image you want to use. Again, it's going to manipulate space that you use because this is landscape and this is portrait. If I wanted to fit in one of the height options, I can do like that. I go apply, apply, refresh this page, 4 images in. When I click on that, it opens that way. Okay. So now we have our gallery at the bottom. And again, just because it's 4 columns, if you have 6 images, that's fine. You can click, it's blue, hold Alt, copy, and it'll automatically pop it down underneath. Do it the next time, and you've got 6 columns. You've got 7. All with the same settings. All of them will open the lightbox when clicked, and all of them will allow the caption once the caption is on the image. Okay, so we've created our post layout. We've got our big image, we've got our text and our words, we've got our gallery. You're pretty much done at that point if that's as much as you want to put in or need to put in. If you need less, just delete some of the elements. If you only have 1 paragraph of text, you don't need all of this. Simply just go to the row where the gallery is, click on the option and delete it. Go to the columns here. You can click on this column. You can delete it from here as well. Click this, go delete. In the text, go to the column. The text is in the column, that's why we can delete both of them together. If you just delete the text, you'll leave the column behind. Okay, so we want to delete the column. So we have this one, and the big one. If that's all you need, click update and you're sorted. Okay, we refresh this page here. That's all we've got left. Now say we didn't want the big title image, we wanted a video. Okay, so on our blog page, this is the one we were working on. We did have the video option here, so we did click it as a video earlier on in this video. We did click that little standard or video post checkboxes. How we actually add a video is if we get rid of this image, so we open up the column and we go to image, delete. Okay, we go to add column, we go to video. There's video. Click on that, and it'll put in a video for us. Default, this video will always be there to show you how it will appear, but we want to change this video to the one that we have. Now you can upload directly to the media file folder like you do with an image. Better is to pull from YouTube. So you should have a YouTube channel, you upload your video to YouTube, and then you get the link from YouTube and you paste it in here. So we're going to go over to one of our channels. I'm going to open up our channel here, where this video will be shortly. We're going to just grab one of these videos. I'll say this one. We're just going to copy this link, double click in here and paste it, and that's going to put in the video that we want. Once that's done, you click update and refresh the post. We'll just load up this page. When we click play, it's going to put the video in first. So we now have a video where the title page was. We now have the image and the 1 column. The last little step we were at, if you noticed, when we go to the blog page, this image is not what we want it to be, because maybe this image has nothing to do with what this post is about. Maybe we want to have a different picture say what the blog post is about. So what we do, when we go back to our post here, we click the little cogwheel. When we click the cogwheel, we get these options. Now, this is the post title, which is up here. This here, post title. This content here, which is the post excerpt, this appears underneath your image on your blog page. This paragraph text here. And then you've got your featured image, which is, load the blog page up again, which is this image here. So we want to change that. So we will go to change media and we're going to put in the little trooper man. We go use image. So right now we've got featured image is the little trooper man. And say we want to just put this into something else. So we'll go a post example. You go to, no, we don't want to do that, sorry. Click apply and update. When we refresh, we have our little stormtrooper, we have our video icon, we have our post title, and we've got this is post content. That's everything you will need to do to create a new post on your website. Okay? If there wasn't a video on this post, if this was back to the title video that we had, so we would just go this way, video, go add the column, image, click on the image, select the one we wanted, which was the big one, the smaller one. That's the one we wanted. And we would just go out of here, go to the video, delete it. There we are. If that's what we were going with, so we want to turn this post back the way that it was, we just go here, change that media. We go to that image we were using. We go to apply and we go to update. And if we refresh, got our image back. When we open this post, video will be gone. It'll just be the title image. But we want to get rid of the play button because there's no longer a video here. Simply close the UX builder, which opens up the post editor page. This is everything we've just done, just in shortcodes. And we just want to click on this option here, change it to standard, not a video. And we go to update. Once you do that and you refresh, the little button is gone. Okay. I hope this answers any video or any video questions and any post creation questions you might have for a Flatsome themed WordPress website or for any website built by us. We do have other videos on image optimization and video compression. If you want to upload videos directly to your website instead of YouTube, you can check out that video. Any other questions, please feel free to contact us. I hope this video helps, and I'll see you in the next one.